From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley with today's Cash Clues. Ooh, I get excited about this stuff. I still get excited. And the name of this video, traders, the S&P 500 and the bears turn bullish. The high of the day in the S&P in Globex came in at 2074.5. In the day session, the high came in at 2073 even recently. The low came in at mid-morning at 2057 quarter, and last were 2069 even. We're up 16 handles. Wow. Total volume, we've got 2.2 million minis traded, 7,000 big S&Ps traded in the pit. MOC, the MIM had like 212 million for sale. The actual MOC came out, and I predicted this, that there'd be some MIM shenanigans, and there was. The actual MOC came in, MIM flip, by 735 million SPX MOC. Next week, we've got a total of 18 separate economic releases. We've got 9 T-bill or T-bond auctions or announcements. We've got the 2-day Fed meeting, very, very important Fed meeting. I don't think they can rate hikes this time. And last but not least, the U.S. GDP. Now, first off, I got to say, S&P 2150, 2200 on tap. Can you say that? I know I can. I knew throughout the whole decline that the S&P was going to rally late in the year, but I got to admit, I'm very taken back by the speed of this rally. But it shows you how much leverage the PPT can use when they want to put money back to work, I think. Isn't that the case? Now look, I was beating up on CNBC today a little bit about all their quote-unquote market timers, and I want to go back a little bit. You know, back around August 24th, of those days leading up to it, what I call the new era flash crash, that Monday where the S&P was down 1,100 points. Well, you know what? Everybody that went on TV that day was calling for the end of the world, the biggest financial crisis ever, China blowing up, all this stuff. But you know what? I don't watch it that often, but when I do turn it on, I don't see any of those guys coming back saying, oh, you know what? Hey, we were wrong. You know, this stuff, China intervened. You know, they put a bunch of money, they closed stocks down. That's what happened in China. China doesn't play by the same rules. The market sells off, and it starts to column to the downside in China. They intervene. And then they come in and they put they back up their stock market by putting billions of dollars into the system, and they turn stocks off. That's not playing fair. You know, if your markets are going to sell off, let them sell off. But anyways, I think that did have a little bit to do with it. But once the S&P short covered, and then we had that retest low at 1861, and then that big bounce right away, you kind of had to know that something was up there. And then the S&P's just ripped higher and ripped higher and ripped higher and ripped higher. But anyways, back to the guys on CNBC, you know, I think Kramer called it right. He was right. There was something going on in China. But at the end of the day, these guys are not coming back, and they're not saying, hey, this concern is over. You know what I mean? Hey, declare yourselves. You declared yourself when you went on TV, and you warned everybody about the world coming to an end, but you're not talking about anything about the S&P going back to 2100. Where'd you guys go? I mean, this pisses me off. Now, listen, I'm gonna finalize this by saying I've got some upside objectives. I had 2045, which we hit, and then I got the 2085 level, which we got up to, basically we got up to 2075 today. We're only 10 handles off that. And like I told the Pitbull, I'm completely amazed by this move. And then above there, I've got the 2120 level. Now, you know what? The Pitbull asked me, he said something about, do you think the S&P can pull back next week? Well, you know what? Maybe it can. But I'm tired of trying to pick tops in here. You know, the real money trade here isn't selling these little blips on the way up. You get nailed. It's buying these little blips on the way down. And that's where the price action is flip-flopped. It's come right back to where it was for the last three weeks. We had one down day, and all that was just to refuel the upside and get everybody a little greased on the downside and jam it right back up. So anyways, look, volume came back on the upside. The S&Ps are going out firm with another big buying balance. I think what you could say is, if you want to know where the S&P is going, follow the money. I'll see you guys on Monday on the opening print, and yes, I am going to be doing more videos.